There's nothing wrong with this video, but watch what happens when I add a few things. And that took less than 10 minutes to create. Let me show you how I did it. A lot of people think engaging videos come from expensive cameras or fancy editing, but honestly, that's not what makes people stick around. You could have the best camera in the world, but if all your viewers see is the same static shot for 5 minutes, they're eventually going to lose interest. The goal is to constantly give your viewers something new to look at while still supporting what you're saying. So today I'm going to show you the 3 layers I use to make even a simple talking head video feel much more engaging. The first layer is pacing. One of the biggest mistakes I see beginners make is leaving every clip the exact same length. Just because you recorded a 20-second clip doesn't mean your viewers need to watch all 20 seconds of it. As I edit, I'm constantly trimming out pauses, cutting between sentences, and asking myself, can I get to the point faster? Then I'll use things like zoom ins or reframing to emphasize important moments, but the biggest difference comes from simply keeping the video moving. Think of your edit like a conversation. If there's a pause that doesn't add anything, cut it. If a sentence drags on, tighten it. A faster pace naturally keeps people engaged. Now that I've got my rough cut finished, it's time for my favorite part, the visual elements. This is where I start asking myself, is there anything I could add on screen that helps tell the story better? That could be B-roll, stock footage, photos, graphics, icons, backgrounds, or even just a simple text animation. Little details like these make such a big difference because they give your viewers something to look at while reinforcing what you're saying. For this, I use Storyblocks, who's also sponsoring today's video. Storyblocks is a 100% human-made stock media library built for creators. They have millions of assets including stock footage, images, templates, music, and sound effects, so I can pretty much find everything I need in one place instead of jumping between a bunch of different websites or paying for multiple subscriptions. One thing I especially love is that their entire stock media library is 100% human-made. Every asset was created by a real filmmaker, photographer, musician, or artist, not AI generated, which I honestly find really refreshing. So every time you download something, you're also supporting a real working artist who created it, which I think is pretty awesome. Let me show you how I use it. The first visual element I like to add is B-roll. B-roll is simply supplemental footage that you layer over your main video. So instead of showing your talking head the entire time, it gives your viewers something relevant to look at while you're explaining a concept. For example, let's say I'm talking about working from home. Instead of leaving my face on screen the entire time, I'll head over to Storyblocks and search for something like woman hands working on laptop. As you can see, it gives me tons of different clips that I can use, so I'll just pick one that fits what I'm talking about and drag it into my timeline. Now, instead of staring at the same shot of me the whole time, the viewer has something that's actually relevant to what I'm saying. One thing I also like is that Storyblocks gives you unlimited downloads, so you can test different clips, experiment with different ideas, and find the one that works best for your project without worrying about hitting a download limit. See all the stock footage I used? Another visual element I love using is backgrounds. If you've watched my videos before, you'll probably notice that I love using paper textures and crumpled paper backgrounds. It's actually become a bit of my editing style. So instead of filming in a bunch of different locations just to keep things visually interesting, I'll often cut myself out from the background and place myself onto a different paper texture or backdrop instead. It completely changes the look of the scene without me ever having to move my camera. Storyblocks has tons of beautiful motion backgrounds and textures to choose from, so it's a really easy way to switch up the look of your video while keeping your workflow simple. The next visual element I love using is motion graphic templates, and this is probably my favorite one. If you've been watching this video closely, you've probably already seen quite a few of them. In fact, almost all of the animations you've seen throughout this video came from motion graphic templates. If you're not familiar with them, motion graphic templates are essentially pre-made animations that you can customize to fit your own style. So instead of creating every animation from scratch, you can simply drag a template into your editing software, change the text, colors, fonts, or other elements, and it's ready to go. Storyblocks has thousands of customizable motion graphic templates, whether you edit in Premiere Pro, After Effects, Apple Motion, or DaVinci Resolve, so there's a good chance you'll find something that matches your editing style. For example, the intro animation I used in this video is called Digital Core Brand Opener by ProMac Design, and it's an After Effects template available in Storyblocks. Once you've downloaded the template from Storyblocks, just import it into After Effects. Most templates are already set up for you, so you don't have to build anything from scratch. You'll usually see clearly labeled compositions like color, image, and text. Simply drag in your own video or photo to replace the placeholder, update the text, and the animation automatically applies to your content. It's basically plug and play. And if you're editing in Premiere Pro or After Effects, Storyblocks also has an Adobe Creative Cloud plugin that lets you search for and download assets directly inside your editing software, so you don't have to keep switching back and forth between your browser and your project. The great thing is that you don't have to start from a blank canvas every time. Someone has already done the hard work of animating everything for you. You just customize it to match your own branding and style. It saves so much time, and I can definitely see why Storyblocks members save an average of 3.5 hours a week. Now, that's just one example. There are so many more ways you can use motion graphic templates in your edits. I also love using these templates to add animated text instead of plain subtitles. They're a great way to emphasize important words, highlight key takeaways, or simply add a little more personality to your videos. You can also use templates for transitions between sections to make your videos feel smoother instead of jumping from one clip to another. And then there are all the little details that really bring a video to life, like arrows, icons, callouts, social media animations, or subscribe graphics. These little details might seem small on their own, but together they make a huge difference in making your videos feel more engaging. The last layer I like to add is sound. You might not always notice it, but audio plays a huge role in how engaging a video feels. Even something as simple as background music can completely change the mood and energy of your video. In fact, the background music you've been hearing throughout this entire video is from Storyblocks. I also like adding subtle sound effects throughout my edits, whether it's a swoosh during a transition, a click when something appears on screen, or a pop when text animates in. These little details make your edits feel much more immersive without being distracting. And one thing I really appreciate is the licensing. If you're a content creator, you know YouTube can be pretty strict when it comes to using music, footage, and other assets. I've actually had a video get demonetized before because I used music that I wasn't supposed to use. So having everything in Storyblocks already pre-licensed for commercial and monetized use gives me a lot more peace of mind when I'm publishing my videos. So here's the final comparison. On the left is the original edit. Same camera, same lighting, same script. And on the right is that exact same footage after applying everything we talked about today. The difference isn't the camera. The difference is the edit. If you want to get access to the human-made stock media library built for creators and essential to my workflow, head to storyblocks.com/yalejeannette. They're offering 15% off any annual plan for a limited time, and that discount is only available through my link. It's also trusted by more than 150,000 creators, brands, and production teams, and after using it throughout my own workflow, it's easy to see why. I hope you found this helpful and maybe learned a new editing trick or two. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really helps my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!